today I'm doing my May wrap-up and my June TBR. This month wasn't the best reading month for me. I read 4 books this month and I've been reading about 10 books a month. But yeah, I had such a reading slump this month. I don't know why, I've been a lot busier, with school and work. Yes, I also went back to work and my anxiety has been kind of bad, but I don't know why this reading slump came and what happened. But yeah, I still wanted to share with you what I read, even though they weren't exactly my favorite books too. The first book that I read this month was A Court of Mist and Fury. Like I mentioned in my last wrap-up, I felt like rereading this book because it's my second all-time favorite book, and obviously it was still fantastic, and I don't know how to talk about this book. It's just so amazing. The plot is fantastic, the character development, and it has Greece, and it's so good. And you might be wondering, if you just read one of your favorite books, why did you have a reading slump? I don't know, okay? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense at all. And then the next book that I finished was Leah on the Offbeat. If you have been seeing my videos for a while, you know that I love Becky Albertalli, and this was one of my most anticipated reads of 2018. And I also read this book in my reading vlog, and if you saw that, you already know that I love this book so freaking much. I was supposed to do a review for this book, but I never got around to it. I still don't know if I will, but this book was everything that I wanted. It follows Leah from Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and I liked her back then, and in this book I even love her more. I feel like not everyone would like Leah as a character because she's very Slytherin and she's very unapologetic and sometimes kind of mean and harsh to other people, but I really like her. I love the fat representation in this book and also the bisexual representation, even though I cannot speak about it because I'm straight. I loved all the references, all the Harry Potter ones, it also mentions Six of Crows and Troy, and I love his music, and everything about this book was perfection. The writing style as always was super addictive, and the story was just so good. But if you want to see more of my thoughts about this book, you can see my reading vlog. Okay, I will stop talking about it, but it was basically the only video that I posted this month, which was also very bad. I'm really sorry. But then I finished Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and I'm sorry. I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but I did not like this book. If you don't know, Holly Black is really known by her fairy books. She's supposed to be the best author for fairy books. I've never read another book of hers, but I had really high expectations for this book because a lot of my friends on the book community really like this book, and I love fairies. It's my favorite mythical creature, but this book just wasn't for me. This isn't spoilery or anything, but I didn't like the main character. I didn't understand her at all. I didn't understand her actions or her decisions or her way of thinking. I kind of would prefer to have seen the book from the perspective of her older sister. I also didn't understand the world. I think this was the first time that I've ever read a book with another world, and that I preferred the human world to the magical world, because I always fall in love for the other magical worlds, and I always prefer to escape the human world because magic is always better, duh. But In this one, it just seems awful. I don't understand why the characters wanted to stay there. It was so freaking cruel and mean and awful, and I felt so uncomfortable reading some of the scenes in these books. I didn't understand the relationships. It was kind of disturbing. Also, the bullying in this book made me feel very... I don't even know how to explain. But yeah, I'm kind of in between a 2.5 and a 2-star rating on Goodreads. I think I ended up giving it a 2.5 because, like, I understand why people like this book, but I didn't enjoy my time reading it, and I don't know if I will continue on with the series. I'm sorry if this is your favorite book, but this is just my opinion, and I'm sorry, I really wanted to like this book. And I think because of the fact that I didn't like Cruel Prince, the reading slump happened, and I tried to fight that by reading Magnus Chase by Rick Riordan. Like, the Percy Jackson series is one of my favorites. I love this author so much, and this book was really good, but because I was in the freaking reading slump for absolutely no reason, I didn't enjoy it as much as I would. Like, I really enjoyed the book while I was reading it, but when I was not, I wasn't thinking about the book, and I didn't really want to read. It was just very weird. Like, I'm sure you probably already know what this book is about. It's like inspired by Norse mythology, and I love the concept of this book. I love the characters, I love the plot, I love the world. It was so good. I will definitely continue on with the series. I didn't give it a 5 out of 5 stars just because of my enjoyment of the book. I ended up giving a 4. I'm sure if I had read this in another time, it would have been a 5. But yeah, these were all the books that I read this month. For June, I don't know how June is going to be because I have my exam coming up. I'm also supposed to have my surgery in June, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So I don't know how many books I'm going to read, how much free time am I going to have for reading, but the books that I'm definitely going to read are Clockwork Prince because I'm already halfway through it, and obviously I'm loving this. You already know the read along by Emma Books. We are reading every single Shadowhunter book. I say this in every single wrap up because I've been reading 1 or 2 Shadowhunter books every single month, and I'm kind of behind, so I have to finish Clockwork Prince. And the next book is City of Lost Souls, and I have to read this one too, and I have to read A Court of Frost and Starlight because I'm basically the only person in the planet who hasn't read this. It's like super tiny, and I plan on reading this next, but I'm super pumped about reading this. I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews, like some people really loved it, and others were like, meh, so I don't know. I always love Sarah J. Maas's books, so I also want to read the second book in the Magnus Chase trilogy, and I also want to reread Throne of Glass for the first time. I have read this book like 2 years ago, and the last book in the series is coming out in September, so I want to reread the series before that one. So I think I want to start now with Throne of Glass. But yeah, I guess this completes this video. I'm really sorry that I haven't been posting, but like I have said a million times, I want to buy a new camera, like a real quality camera, and like have a fresh start on my YouTube channel because I'm kind of stuck and I don't really like the videos that I've been making, so I really haven't been making them, and I want to do things a bit differently, but I still have to work and like sell my old camera to buy the new camera. But until then, I hope that I can post more videos. Like next week I will definitely do another weekly reading vlog. I love making them. You already know this, even though they aren't the best, but I have fun because next week is going to be the last week of school. I think I'm also going to Lisbon with my grandma, so that would be fun to vlog. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to, you can also check out my previous videos. And I hope that you can stick around with me, so please subscribe. Bye! And also, I'm really sorry about the lighting, because filming with natural light at 7 p.m. isn't the best. I'm really sorry.